the number of people that I saw being like, I thought it was a bit. I thought it was like a bit. No. It's 300 trillion bits. That's right, my friends. Thank you, Dan. We actually did get the verified Guinness World Record for calculating the most accurate value of pi, which was to 300 trillion decimal places. And I only vaguely remember how this came to be, but Luke, I kind of want to hear a little bit about how Infra has felt about this project that has been, as far as I can tell, very much in the way of things that they've been trying to do over the last, I would say months, but realistically it's been more like years. So
yeah,
and loud.
I will tell you that the project started in the same way that a lot of projects start around here. And you guys probably remember back when we did the $1 million PC. So we had these GPU compute nodes, and realistically, it was the oodles and oodles of high-speed PCIe storage that made it so expensive. So we showed, what a, data center class node could actually be used for. I believe we did some simulations on it and stuff like that. We showed how high-speed storage is so important to powering these kinds of workloads. And then we were done with it, and everybody wanted their hardware back, which made us kind of go, reasonable, but hear me out. What if we keep the hardware, and since we've got it, we do something really cool with it?
Sure.
So whenever we get our hands on something that enables something that almost nobody else in the world could do, we are highly incentivized to try to do more stuff with that hardware. Not because there's actually like a compelling business reason for us to have had that stuff lying around. As far as I can tell, we have done absolutely nothing of use with the $1 million PC in the entire time that we've had it. And the majority of that time has been to try and get this project going, which ended up being a huge challenge. Jake was, I don't know if he ended up putting it in the final edit, because I saw a version of the edit that I signed off on, and I think he made some more changes. But basically, he has this spreadsheet where he went through, like, every tunable in Y Country and basically did like before, after. Like, it is the most flipping tuned Y Country. Not because Y Country is not good already, but because as far as we can tell, nobody has ever used it quite like this, with network distributed storage in this fashion. So that's how the whole thing started. We were like,
a taste
hey,
of the abyss.
we should try to find something else to do with this super powerful hardware. Why don't we calculate more digits of pi? We kind of glossed over it in the video, but keeping this thing fed has been an absolute nightmare. And I want to, before Luke jumps in, I want to address one more thing that I saw a lot of in the comments, and that is, wow, your infrastructure in Canada must be shit if you guys lose power that often. Okay, a couple things. First of all, in this area in particular, yeah, guys kind of feel that way. Dude, we lose power at the office alarmingly frequently, especially given that this is an industrial zone, one that they are moving a hospital into. They are literally building a hospital across the street from labs, like right there. And we have lost power, I kid you not, like somewhere between half a dozen and 10 times in the last calendar year. It has been unbelievable. With that said,
when I was
sorry,
at a certain point in my growing up, we lived on the same grid as the hospital that we were near at one point in time, and you would just never lose power. Like the whole, everyone else would lose power and we would be fine forever, and then that stopped being a thing, and it was a sad day.
It's all about priority.
So, yeah, I've also found that, oddly enough, for some reason, you're talking about the infrastructure around us isn't that great. I find I lose power less than the office does.
Oh, dude, this area...
Like, my current residential setup is more resilient than the office.
This area is the pits. However, in their defense, there is kind of a good reason for it. This part of the Lower Mainland is quite built out, but not built up. So it's quite spread out. It kind of sprawls. And our power lines, because of that, were cost-effectively constructed on wooden poles, right? So our power poles and our telephone poles, they kind of share infrastructure, and they're just overhead power lines. So if you've ever been to Vancouver, you might know that we are known for having, for not just leveling all of the trees in our cities, which is nice. You know, beautiful even, you might say. Beautiful British Columbia, that's what it says on our license plates. But it is a bit of a double-edged sword, and when we have a windstorm, which, hey, you know, just like the rest of the world, seems to be happening a lot more frequently around here these days. I wonder if there's some kind of thing that might be contributing to that. I don't know, it's a great mystery, at least for, you know, half of the world that can't figure it out. We're having a lot more windstorms lately than we used to, and so branches and trees are coming down on those power lines a lot more than they used to. So our infrastructure was designed for the very mild climate that we used to have, and the very mild storms that we used to have. And now our climate tends to dip lower in lows during the winter, get higher in the highs during the summer, and we tend to have a lot more windstorms. So it's been a learning curve, I guess, is what I would say. That doesn't mean I'm happy about it. It wasn't great that we lost power a bunch of times during the high attempt, and also just generally lose power a lot. It's pretty inconvenient for business operations, but overall, I don't think it's slowed us down too much over the years. Okay, so what have you guys gone through? Because there's been cooling failures, power failures, just generally us being up in your biz. Like, Infra must be not that stoked on this project, right?
Dan might have more to comment here than me, but honestly, that's those same things, basically, because in a few cases we've been called instead of help with that sound. Like, even with the actually fairly extensive sound deadening that room has on it, the infra team is sat, especially Tom is sat right next to it, and straight through all that sound deadening, it's been real loud and screaming real hard the whole time. I got some notes from Jake here. I mentioned that this is going to be a topic, and
my blade is already.
He said, don't pick the cheapest HVAC quote. He said that a lot of people were commenting on asking how it was actually verified, or if we just calculated 300 total digits of nothing. But apparently it's something called BBP extraction, or Bailey-Borwin extraction, where you can calculate specific ranges of digits instead of the whole thing. So Alexander Yee, the Y-Cruncher dev, ran 2 separate verifications against the last chunk of digits and transformed to validate, and this took around 6 hours each on a very fast computer, so apparently you don't have to run the whole thing twice. And it gets spot checked against the existing record sets, including 202 trillion and 100 trillion Google, etc. And yeah, Jake is also saying that you could run over to the set and add some context.
Sure, yeah, no, this has been Jake's pet project for over a year at this point, getting it over the line. It's amazing how dedicated that young man can be when the objective is purely to create the world's largest peen.
That makes a lot of sense.
For quite literally no purpose other than to have the biggest computer peen. Like, I'm not saying he doesn't work hard on other stuff. In fact, someone, Casper Explorer in the Floatplane chat says, hey, I thought you guys just made a video about DIYing battery backup. Battery backup the lab? He's actually been trying to get me to do like a massive power backup project here for quite some time. And yes, the like weird, we know it's at least a little bit sketchy setup that I have at my house right now was meant to be stage 1. Stage 2 is hopefully like a bigger setup at my house, because that's still a manageable scale. And if these projects continue to pique people's interest, stage 3 could be a larger, more resilient solution that's here at the office. So, never underestimate, never underestimate this young man, whether he's doing something actually useful, like, DIYing a UPS for a fraction of the cost, or whether he's doing this.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know he's in the chat right now. If people have questions over in Floatplane chat.
He's coming over.
Oh, is he?
He's gonna join you.
Isaac V asks, why not a diesel generator so you guys can keep going? Maybe a more proven way for business. So a diesel generator is not as simple as just like buy a diesel generator. You have to actually make sure the diesel fuel doesn't go bad. Like when we checked out Equinix's setup, they had to have their own fuel conditioning, I think it's called, but basically to rejuvenate the fuel on site and make sure that it doesn't go bad. In their storage tanks, the tanks are underground, but also they have I think they have a counterweight or something so they don't float in a flood or what. It's not that simple to do an entire building diesel backup, and it does take ongoing maintenance. And the actual business disruption of our occasional power outages is not that high. If it goes out for an hour or two, we can just be like, okay, well, realistically, all we can do is lean or clean, so find one of those things to do. And a lot of the time it's out overnight. It hasn't... You have to do a business, cost analysis.
Press the advantage.
Okay, if you guys have questions, Jake's going to sit in Luke's chair. Is that go around? Okay, he's going to go around the back. I mean, that's a path.
Will reach its mark.
That's a path that people can take. I tried to warn him.
Move behind me.
He could have just quickly passed in front of this camera, but instead he decided to take... You know what? Hi.
What you deserve.
How you doing?
Where are the headphones? What?
Stay focused. Recalibrating.
If you guys have any questions about the whole thing, feel free to throw those over in the Floatplane chat.
Brother.
Wait, where's his quarter-inch jack adapter? What kind of professional podcast set is this? Why is Dan right in front of Luke?
Oh, thank you.
That's okay. Dan's a professional. He always keeps a 3.5mm to quarter-inch adapter in his back pocket at all times. Dan, is this true?
Leave it to me.
Of course it's true.
And also a quarter-inch to 3.5.
Yeah, exactly. He always has.
I own a MacBook. That's why I have a USB anything to Type-C adapter.
Are we allowed to talk about the load of utter horse that getting one of these certificates is these days?
I don't know that is this on? Can you hear me through here?
I can't hear you through here.
Look, Mama,
I think they can hear you.
What the
I don't know that I want to do that.
Okay, because I gotta tell you,
It was a lot of work, though.
I'll tell you this much, okay? The process of getting the certificate is definitely different from what the process was back when we did Highlander, almost 10 years ago.
It's also very different if you're doing it for I'm a personal record. I'm
on my
juggling
calculator,
the most bananas
finding pi.
in a minute or something. I don't know. Yeah, or reciting pi from your brain.
We find it. Okay.
You don't
let's get
usually. I
ready.
think you don't have to pay money, or it's not a very large amount of money. But when you're doing something that's corporate, it's
corporate,
advertising.
Yeah.
Only the
So,
brave will win.
They expect to get paid for it,
Victory will be out.
And
and a lot.
yeah, not 300 trillion digits have paid, but more than 2,
There's a password on this laptop.
more than 3.
Can you get multiple?
More than
I know
4.
we have the world record thing for Highlander.
You don't have it?
Do you only?
I thought they sent them to all the participants.
No, I have one.
Oh, sorry, I completely misheard you then.
Yeah, no, I said I know we have one.
Yes.
But like how many of that do you have?
One?
Hi.
You can get as many as you want after. We have this
You
one.
should probably get more than one.
And then I ordered a paper one because I wanted Linus to have a worse one. What? You're cheap. So like, you wouldn't have wanted to pay the $50 for the frame.
You know what the worst
Am I
part
wrong?
is? You know what the worst part is?
He's laughing because it's true.
You know what the worst part is? That is 100% what I did the first time.
Yeah, because that's in your office. It totally is just a piece of paper. I was looking at that the other day. I was like, oh, that's the Highlander one.
Yeah, it's the cheapo one.
Bro, you can buy that frame on Amazon. Not that I support Mr. Bezos, aside from when he trips and falls.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. Okay, I want to play a game. Okay, Dan, you're part of the game. I would like you to guess for each of us how many times we've watched Mr. Bezos each. How many times we've watched the clip. Okay, so each of us has to kind of think and write down what we think it is. How many times we think we've watched it.
Wipe them
And
out.
if you watch it on loop, each loop counts as one.
Each
right?
loop counts as one. So hold on, let me think for a second. Okay, if you show it to someone else, how many views does that count as? Is that just one, or does it like count as a multiple views
No,
for you?
I think that's your
Okay, that's just one. Okay.
Get ready.
Okay, I got my number. All right, I think I've got some
This
too.
is cheat because did you show it on WAN show?
Ether vision activate.
You
No,
get like
I don't. Did we?
yes,
Oh, we did. Oh, I didn't count that
you
one.
get like hundreds of thousands.
No. It only counts as one. It counts as one. Okay.
I mean, does it count as like half of one just because you're short?
Okay. Let's see how well Dan.
I look small right now. Because Luke has a big torso.
My chair is lower than Linus's.
Okay, Dan. Okay, Dan.
Each loop counts.
Each loop counts.
All right, so for
Fear
Linus, I'm
nothing.
going to say around 120.
Oh, come on. That's not realistic.
Is it not?
Who would have time for that?
I mean, like spread out
reach
over
its
many,
mark.
many weeks. Like we watched it maybe 4 or 5 times on the WAN show at least.
Did we?
Yeah, it was fun.
I don't know if we watched it that many times.
Jake, maybe I'm going to say, I don't know, 20, 30, something like that. No, not that funny. And I
What
guess,
to say, or am I waiting?
waiting. And then maybe look like 10 to 20 times.
You think Dude, what? Okay, all right.
Going back down.
Okay, so we have a bit of a problem here because I put down 7, but I forgot that we watched it multiple times when we were looking at it on WAN show. So realistically, I'm probably closer to 20.
We also watched it like 10 times during writers' meeting.
I don't think I was there for that one. Yeah, I
You
missed
might have been
that
in
one.
the car still or something.
You guys were.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were analyzing, like, how did he biff this? Oh, he's just bad at walking.
Dan said 10 to 20 for me. The number that I came up for myself was 15. So
Okay, so Dan nailed you.
What I didn't realize originally is that it's not like a short loop.
My blade is already sheathed.
Oh, I missed it.
It's not. It's like it's not a loop. It's like a video that you have to scroll back on.
Yeah.
So maybe 100 minutes probably a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
You don't just watch the.
I mean, people have.
I mean, I did rewind, right?
Yeah, but it was manual.
Show the people.
No. I don't want to get copyright strike.
This is transformative, baby.
No, I don't want to get a copyright strike over it.
Dude, from Daddy Bezos?
We've been copyright striked
Victory.
for
The
like
only
showing
option.
game trailers.
Well, that is like the one thing that you get copy strike.
Yeah, it's ridiculous,
Not even
man.
just Nintendo ones.
Just being booty pie.
Dude, it's literally promotional content. It's literally ads.
Can we copy strike Linus Tech Tips?
Don't we know? Take my trust.
I like it. It's good. It's pretty good. I got it. Solid.
Chad says yes, we can.
What were we supposed to be talking about right now? Oh yeah, what's your number?
record.
What's your number? What's your number?
I'm gonna go with like Dan. I think Dan was right. It's probably 20 times.
Probably.
And a
about
good
20
like 15
Yeah.
of those was just the first time I saw it. It's just on repeat.
Dude, it's so funny. It's so funny. Okay,
I
right. So
see
did anybody actually
both
like put any
sides.
questions in the chat or anything?
I'm gonna watch the clip on the laptop myself.
There's oh man, what was one of the things that I had wanted to address?
If I type Bezos biffing it, will it come up?
Let's go like.
What was
We're
the
still
what was
on
the most
that.
annoying thing about working on the Pi record, Jake?
Honestly, I think the power outages are one thing. I would go with when we were near the end, like in February, March timeline, the AC was just crapping its
Only the
pants
brave will.
with no suitable explanation. So this is an amazing amazingly engineered
This is
system.
the path.
Okay,
Strike.
so it has error codes. They're little lights, not stored anywhere. They're just blinking lights. Yeah.
Nice.
And they're
Enterprise.
They're on both sides. So if there's an error with the outside unit, it blinks the light on the outside unit, which means you have to go outside, get on a ladder, take the thing off to see it. The inside unit also has error codes. If it shuts off, like, when you're trying to do a world record and you really need the bloody AC to turn back on, so you go flip the breaker and come on, turn back on. The codes go away forever. And there's no
Your rat
history,
has all
nothing's saved. So you know what happened like the first 7 times? We had no idea what was wrong with it.
Nice.
Literally none. And even the HVAC guys were like, I don't know. Come on! You're like $250 an hour. What the heck? Anyways, it ended up being that the AC system had basically no refrigerant left in it. It was supposed to have I don't want to say a number because I don't know the actual number. Let's say it's 10 pounds of refrigerant supposed to be in this loop. Right. There was 0.6.
I don't know how this keeps happening. Do you know how many times they had leaks in that one main split system in the server room over here? It's probably leaked like a dozen times. And I'm not even trying to be a jerk about it, right? Because it's easy, right? It's easy to look at someone else's job and be like, oh, it can't be that hard. Professional athletes. How do you miss that? My grandma could have kicked that in. Whatever, right? Like, that's easy to do. But in this case, I actually have installed a main split system.
You're the prey.
Yours are mint, right?
They work great. How fucking hard is this?
Brian, the electrician HVAC man.
I mean, yes, I did get help, but nothing we did was super complicated.
Let's make this
You get
quick.
some copper tube, you raise some fittings on it, and you make sure they're tight. What are they doing?
I mean, no shade.
The one in Creator Warehouse broke a month ago too.
Okay, let's give him a little shade. You did also approve the cheapest HVAC quote we got.
Okay, I had nothing to do with it. I told them get something good.
Between me and Lord
I can't control what people actually go ahead with.
Sure, great.
Literally though.
Who did it?
I don't know, man.
It doesn't matter. We're not gonna throw anybody under the bus. There's no point.
The company that does the maintenance now is a lot better, but yeah, it was rough. And to be clear, I think maybe you're overestimating the average effort that your average contractor is putting in.
Oh, I'm really not. Did I ever show you the pictures of my lawn right now
It's back.
with the gravel on it?
Did you show them the pictures of your lawn with the gravel?
Did I?
Dude, it's so bad. Wait, has it been fixed yet?
They are there today.
With what?
To their credit,
70 rate?
to their credit, the company that screwed it up,
Big vacuum?
dude, we'd already,
I think it is a big vacuum.
we had already paid them. We had already paid them. So, if they were anything like some of the contractors that we worked with in the past, they would have just ghosted us. 100%. But no, they're actually good guys. They actually came back. So what they're doing is basically they're putting an inch of topsoil over our entire lawn.
Oh, then you're going to have the mintest draining
Yeah,
to a point.
to a point.
And then once it's saturated with steam over.
Well,
Does your lawn have drainage underneath, drainage pipes?
yeah.
I'm surprised it.
There was just one part that didn't, and a couple other little spots that were a little bit soggy. So Yvonne was like, "Hey, can you guys come and just kind of address that?" And they came and dumped gravel all over the whole thing because of a
My blade is
miscommunication.
already victory.
So what
The
happened
only
was the
option.
company whose job it is to just deliver wheelbarrows of crap to a job site.
Oh, I see.
They got it wrong.
Don't play.
And then the guys that were just the guys to just spread the stuff over, they didn't question it because they were like, why would they deliver the wrong thing? And then when the super shows up on the site, he goes, oh my God, what happened?
I'm laughing at both this story and Jeff Bezos falling on my laptop on the
He's got to get his count up.
Well, okay, so one thing is, Linus said we weren't going to go off the rails.
I'm watching too. Oh yeah, you got my laptop going here?
Yeah, this is great. I've got my Subway Surfers doing my job. So what did you promise at the start of the show?
That we were gonna stay on the rails.
All right.
We have not stayed on the rails today.
On an airplane like tonight?
Don't worry about it.
I haven't seen a lot of questions about pi stuff.
Oh, I got one
that I saw
merch
is,
message.
why didn't you calculate it too high?
I swear on my
you know, now
word.
that everyone has said that,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I'm an idiot. Yeah, we should have done that. The
Yeah,
thing
or like
is,
to 300 trillion 69 or something. Like there, what was? Why the round number?
so there's a few factors here. It's like the main concern is your storage space, right? Because you have the memory in the computer, that's your like active working memory, and then the storage space isn't used to store the output. I mean, it is
Some of it
later
is.
on,
Yeah.
but it's used as swap space, which is just like memory but slower, right? You know, when your computer has this swap, it's slow, but in this case, it's swap that's 100 gigabytes a second, so it's fast, but not as fast as 3 terabytes of DDR5. Anyways, where was I going with this? Oh yeah, right. Okay, so originally we were trying to do 200 trillion digits, and we had the storage capacity for that. And then when we were trying to do 300 trillion digits, we were like, we're gonna have 98% of the we were going to use 98% of the capacity.
right. Okay.
But I later found out, like right before the run, you don't actually have to output both sets of digits. So traditionally people would output the hexadecimal version, which is what is actually calculated by the program, and the decimal version. The decimal version is longer, takes up more space, but that's what you would traditionally use. 3.1, 4.5, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
The hexadecimal format wouldn't really like mean a whole lot to most people until you base convert it, but you don't have to output it. So I disabled it, which saved us like 120 terabytes compressed. So we could have used that extra space to calculate 14 trillion more digits. But
I would have settled for just like 69 more
did
digits.
that.
You know what? Here's the PR response.
Why didn't I do that?
Here's the PR response, because then we would have a Guinness record that was.
That's iconic. What do you mean?
No. Here's the PR response. You know, for us, this was, you know, just about the collaboration with Kioxia, our partner on this project.
Well, they're great.
And we wanted to leave an opportunity for the next person to come along and do it to pi digits.
No, that's wrong. I actually have the real answer. In YCruncher, when you're setting up the run, when you type in how many digits, there's a short form version. You can just write 300 feet. If I had to write the whole thing, that would have been like
That would have been a few more seconds.
numbers to click and like.
You might have
double check.
gotten carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted that. I wouldn't have wanted
You'd be
that.
paying for that. You don't want to pay for that. We already established this. Look at the frame,
Well, no,
buddy.
that's covered. That's already covered. He already pays.
He
for that.
pays for that anyways.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think our premiums go. I think our like deductible and premiums go up if
I can
people
find a way
use
to make the
everything.
premiums go up. Otherwise, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, no, I think it goes up if everybody uses
Only if you fill in the form.
it. Okay.
Dan has never filled the form.
I don't want to cost Linus money.
No, everyone has to fill out the form properly. You can't joke about that.
Unless
Dan.
you're Linus.
No, I fill out the form.
It's extremely
I have somebody fill out the form.
My
That
blade is
sounds
on
more
it.
correct. That sounds a lot better.
delegation.
I
This is
sign the
management
form.
training.
I sign the form. I sign the form.
I have a merch message.
If I get a boo boo on set, I sign the form. Okay. Yes, Dan.
How much is there even to fill out before you sign it?
It's like nothing.
You don't even fill it out.
So
like
you
the-
have Vance fill out like
No, the
your
issue is
name
that I
and
have
the
to
thing
like
that happened?
go and find someone on the safety committee to like see it filled out. Like it's the whole process of it.
I take great joy in it because usually it's Dennis that's been filling it out for me, and I always enjoy a good little conversation with Dennis.
So they have it filled out and they bring it to me and then I sign it, and that way the shoot doesn't have to be interrupted and I can just keep filming.
That's how it works for everybody.
Is it?
It's not special.
Oh, well, that's good.
It is the process.
That actually sounds like a way smarter process. So that's good.
I don't know how to fill out this form. There's like 6 boxes. They can have any information. What am I supposed to put where it says name?
They fill it out for you. Yeah. Where did you get your cut? What were you doing? Are you filling the parking lot?
What's my
Scrape
address?
knee.
I don't know.
It hurts. Here's your Band-Aid. That will cost us an extra $1,000 a month in premium.
My favorite
Okay.
field is how are we going to prevent this in the future?
I have literally written. I have
Be
actually.
less dumb.
I have filled it out for myself a few times, and I have literally written "not do that again."
Does that qualify? Is that good enough?
I think so.
There's
Like, if the cause is just that I was stupid.
Just
No, I think
general
they're looking
incompetence.
If it's you were stupid
gloves
and
or
you've never done this thing before and you don't need to do it again, then I think, yeah, it's fair to just be like, well,
drill through your hand.
Why did you do it in the first place, Luke? Gosh.
I think
I didn't know.
Yeah.
It was a learning
I didn't know it would hurt.
Isn't just for
Yeah.
early birds.
Okay.
It can also be for
Hey,
the
sorry, Dan, you want to hit us with a merch message?
Yeah, how much
I
electricity
had
did
to
it
shove a
cost?
fork in the socket.
I mean, probably more than what was shown in the video because that didn't. Well, actually, no. I put a year. Yeah. Okay, so that's probably about right.
Yeah, well, I don't even remember. I blocked it.
It was like
I blocked
think
it from
that,
my mind.
Just for your reference, just so
Yeah,
you can
thanks.
re-sear this into your brain. I believe what the calculator said was like $8,600 Canadian.
That is wild. I mean,
Nobody tell him about the Boeing project going on right now.
we can take some solace in the fact that this is more useful than mining a lot of cryptocurrency. So, at least there's that. Or as useful.
Is it? Oh, I see.
It's as useful.
I was like, ah!
There are equally pointless things that we could have burned
Gonna ask,
fossil
like, what-
fuels for.
What do people use that many digits of pipe
It's
for?
nothing.
You don't. It's
Yeah, I
like
didn't think
something.
so.
I think what people have been saying is like NASA, even in their craziest calculations, use like 34 digits or something like
Yeah,
that.
and you can calculate something, the entire size of the universe
To an atom.
to the size. With like a couple dozen, a few dozen digits of pi or
At
something.
least that's
like
what the YouTube comments tell me. We know how accurate those are.
the. Yeah, well,
Engineers use like
Yeah.
they just round it to 4.
Yeah, they round up.
It's like good enough.
Will Schwami, by the way, made the point better than I possibly could have as to why, no, we are not printing this out. At Linus Tech Tips, a production printer is rated for about 1 million sheets per month.
saw this, yeah.
It would literally take 1,000 months to print that, aka 83 years.
No, that sounds like a skill issue. You clearly just need more printers. Duh.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like what about those big newspaper printer machine
Use
things? Haven't you
bigger
seen those?
papers.
Those things rip.
Larger paper.
The
They
big
did
spoolie
network
boys?
distributed pi calculations. They could do network distributed printing.
Brothers.
Some of the comments on this video really are amazing. As a mechanic watching this video and trying to understand, it made me realize what other people hear when I talk about cars. Literally nothing. Yeah.
That's great.
It's exhausting.
I told the girlfriend, yeah, I needed a super. What? No. I needed a supercharger. It's just an alternator. It's for charging. It needed that. It makes a noise, a spinny noise. Yeah, that's good for it.
Yeah, you got it cheap because the bearings are gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
These father and son episodes are so wholesome.
Agent and white, lost white. Yeah, those are fine. Oh, those are that. And that is fine. Completely fine.
Мы вчера с вами уже обсуждали. Европейский Союз стал постепенно осознавать, что угроза Путина для него совершенно реальна и даже решил вкладывать по-настоящему большие деньги в свою оборону. Речь идет о десятках, даже о 150 миллиардов евро о выработке механизма, через который доступ к деньгам на перевооружение в первую очередь получат страны Балтии. Можно, конечно, написать: Европа осознала, что противостояние Путину неизбежно и готовится дать отпор. Но с этим есть большие проблемы, о которых сегодня мы и поговорим. Хорошая новость. До европейцев на 4-м году наконец фундаментально дошло, что на границе Евросоюза находится 1,5-миллионная армия, прошедшая горнило войны, которая без относительно любых дальнейших событий никуда не денется и не разойдется вновь охранять пятерочку и разгружать лук за 30 тысяч рублей. Хорошо, когда люди признают, что у них есть проблема, что на проблему эту нет готового ответа. Нет собственных боеспособных армий, готовых противостоять настолько критической угрозе. А главное, признают, что проблема эта сама по себе не рассосется. Что практически невозможно придумать аргументы из реального мира, почему Путин не будет воевать со странами НАТО в Европе, по крайней мере, со странами Балтии. Для понимания масштабов, у 3 стран Балтии суммарно менее 50 тысяч активных военнослужащих. Противостоять такой угрозе, даже при поддержке натовских группировок, задача, требующая совершенно другого уровня мобилизации. Перспектива европейской войны из разряда похмельного бреда перешла в разряд угрозы, с которой нужно что-то делать. И хорошо, что наблюдается некоторое движение в сторону реальных действий. Денег, например, в оборонку в ЕС вливают все больше. В 24-м совокупные военные расходы Европы выросли на 17% и достигли рекордных 693 миллиардов долларов, превысив максимум времен Холодной войны. Но пока эти суммы не конвертируются в живую силу и не особенно конвертируются в вооружение, которые могут реально что-то противопоставить угрозе по соседству. Но есть и плохая новость, и сегодня мы будем обсуждать в основном именно ее. Европейские лидеры, судя по тому, что и как они говорят, судя по контурам оборонных программ, которые обсуждают, видимо, придерживаются мнения, что Путин, которому понравилось воевать, это проблема какого-то абстрактного будущего. Что на выделение денег, на обсуждение программ, на реформы собственных армий, на наращивание военного производства есть долгие годы. Что Путин как глобальное изменение климата. Да, надо что-то делать. Если ничего не делать, будет плохо. Но плохо будет не завтра.
Alright. That's going to be it for the stream. Good luck, have fun. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.